kind of create a circle as best as possible. Yeah, maybe we'll just slide that desk back so we don't spill any tea. Cool. And as other people come in, they can join. Cool. So kia ora, my name's Rob Gambolati. I've kind of worked my way through the grades. One of my favorite things. Hey, Nurse. Nurse is one of my favorite people. She was always late to my classes too, so that's awesome. American by passport. Has spent more of my life outside of America than in it because my father's in the military. So my stomping ground, my kind of toot on the YY, is a place called Heidelberg, Germany, where my heart and soul is. But that community no longer exists in the way that I knew it growing up. So it's a little bit strange. Called Virginia home because that's the easiest thing to say. Just south of Washington, D.C., real redneck country, tobacco farmers, hunters. They used to spray paint the cows in deer hunting season, so drunk hunters didn't shoot the cows thinking to say they were deer, blah, blah, blah. Where I taught full-time primary PE before coming to Aotearoa in 2002, where I spent 3 years at Mangarete College in South Auckland, which was absolutely brilliant, lovely, fantastic time, where I then shifted to Unitech in 2005 in Mount Albert. Te Whare Wananga o Wairaka, which is not going to be that anymore in 2 years' time for those of you that are keeping up to play with what the Polytechs are doing, but that's a long story. So I've kind of moved from primary to secondary to tertiary, and gone from teaching 46 classes in a week at primary school to teaching 4 classes in a week and dying a slow death at my desk. So I love it when I'm out and actually getting to do face-to-face stuff with people. It's my favorite part of the job. So I kind of went with this maintaining connections throughout the uncertainty. So we're just going to be doing some ABL stuff. Hopefully some of it's new to you. If it's not, hopefully it's done in a slightly different way. And hopefully you don't leave here going, oh my God, there's nothing new and different. But if nothing else, you'll leave here knowing somebody a little bit better than you did before you arrived. So that hopefully it is something that we can all take away from today. Cool. I love the whole whanongatanga idea, that kind of Māori concept of embracing that, getting to know people. I love it. I think it's something that genetically just sits well with me, and so I make a big deal out of it. I would never do all of these activities in one session. I realize there's a lot of schools that go, okay, we're doing our ABL unit, and they just kind of they race through a whole heap of different activity-based learning. I'm a real big fan of spreading it out, using it to establish those connections, establish those understandings, and then pull them out every now and then to rejig an idea, a concept, something that you want to do with your students in some capacity. Cool. So one of the biggest things that we want to know about other people is what? Yeah, names are always good. Hey, and names are becoming a big thing, like in terms of using them. Being at the Polytech space, I always give my students crap about calling me sir. Like, okay, time to grow up. No longer sir. I've never been knighted. I'm not going to call you boy or girl. I'm going to try and learn your name. So please just call me Rob. You know what I mean? And it takes a while to break that habit. And that came to me because when I was teaching at the secondary school, one student came over to me one time and goes, hey sir, can we borrow a soccer ball for sir's class? And I was like, sir who? Oh, sir, science sir, with the glasses sir. Tell you what, you go find out sir's name and then come back and see me. Because every teacher in this school is not just sir and miss because you have no idea what their name is. Like, we're going to learn your names, learn ours. And maybe that sir didn't know their name either. That's a different story. Cool. So names are always good. And so if we could just hear around the names, and I'll just leave it open. Everybody knows my name already. Does anybody else want to kick us off?
I'm Allie from Tango.
Allie, left or right? Allie? Left. Cool. We're going left.
I'm Rod from the University of Auckland.
I'm Catherine from the University of Otago.
I'm Gigi. I come from Auckland Uni.
Kia ora, kia ora, from Rotorua, Salt Lake City.
I'm Tony from Rosemary College.
I'm Trevor, I'm retired, but I'm patron of the
Thanks.
I'm Anne Taylor from Montreal College, but also a miss, or sometimes a sir, still depending on what the kids or mum.
How much is paying attention?
I'm Jordan from Montreal College.
Marissa from Carmel in the north.
I'm Jessica from Fraser High School in Hamilton.
I'm Rob, just to remind you all again.
I'm Misha from Nana College in Malahap.
I'm Trevor number 2 from Carmel High.
Kia ora, Leanne, student teacher at Canterbury Uni.
Kia ora, i te iwi, ko Taitakarau, te ranawa ko te kamo, te kora.
Kia ora, Michaela from Rotorua.
Cool. Okay. So what we're going to do now is, and because we've all got name tags on, if you can just shift them around so we can't see your names to make it a little bit more challenging for ourselves. We're going to move. Remember where you're standing and who you're standing beside, because we're going to come back into this exact same circle in a little while. But we're going to move from this circle into a circle of alphabetical order without speaking. Sweet. Does anybody want to hear those names one more time? Do we want to hear one more round of names, or are we happy to give it a go? Give it a go. Awesome. So remember where you're standing, who you're standing beside. Circle of alphabetical order. No speaking. Any questions before we begin? Let's go.
Cool.
And so, judging by the slightly less movement, I'm going to assume that we think we're finished. So the old thermometer, 100% correct, 100% incorrect. Hopefully nobody's there. Where do you think we're at with our circle? And it can be anywhere along that line. It doesn't have to be. Hopefully we're feeling more confident. Excellent. Something you'll hear me doing throughout this is does anybody have any questions? And that comes back whenever I'm working with school groups. It'll always come back to why didn't anybody ask the question? The two questions that I'm always hoping for before this activity is where does our circle going to begin? And what direction are we going to go? Because I think that's what happened is we had kind of from M to T going this way, but then notice that the A's, the L's were going that way. And so that's when we all started shifting, and a few people over here were kind of going, why are we all shifting now? Yeah. And I was like, we want to create a circle. Okay, so where does our circle begin? So let's hear the alphabetical round of names.
See, I thought Ali was with an A, so when you stood next to me, I was like, Amanda, so A-M.
Catherine.
Cheers.
Claire.
Teacher.
Jordan.
Leanne.
Michelle.
Missy.
Okay.
Rob.
Rod.
Trevor A.
Zaversky.
Excellent. Cool. All right. So earlier I told you to remember where you were standing and who you're standing beside. I'm going to now put a little bit of time pressure on us. So this time I'm going to time us. I'm going to say a two-letter word that starts with G and ends in O. Everybody got the word? Cool. When I say that word, we're going to go back to our original circle here around the names. Time starts when I say the two-letter word. Time stops when the last person in the circle has said their name. Does anybody have any questions? Who's the first person that's going to say their name in that circle?
Was it Ali who introduced herself?
Are you happy to go first again, Allie? And that always fascinates me because in alphabetical, we know it's obvious who's going to go first. In that first one, it's often the person who said their name the last time, but it's not obvious, is it? And so that person sometimes does it, and the rest of the sometimes they don't, and the rest of the group goes. But yeah, that brings out another story. Cool. So, Allie, you're happy to go first? Cool. Any other questions?
Do we have to stay in the same place that we were in before?
You have to move back into that original circle we were in, so you have to be beside.
I have to stay in the same place that I started in, or just with the bigs at the same place?
No, but it'd probably be easier if they're going to go back there. But yeah, good question.
Do you have to start saying your name once the whole circle's finished?
No, we can start saying names as soon as I say the 2-letter word. Good question. Speed it up a little bit. Cool. Everybody happy, ready? On your markies, grab your car keys, go.
Tony was next.
Say your name. Say your name. Yep, that's it.
Kia ora.
Amanda.
Danny.
Rob.
Mish.
Trevor.
Leanne.
Missy. Okay.
Cool, 22 seconds, all right? So that's probably a little over a second a person, so we had a few kind of pauses in there. Hopefully there's a bit of understanding that's happening. We're gonna go back into the alphabetical circle, round the names. All right, so I'm timing it again. Any questions? Alphabetical circle, go.
Ellie.
Amanda.
Catherine.
Chess. Danny. Danny.
Ginger.
Kia ora.
Leanne.
Michaela.
Rob.
Right.
And I forgot to start the watch, so I'm gonna go with 15 seconds on that. So we're gonna go back. We were gonna do this a few times anyways. Original circle, go. Rob.
Leanne.
9 seconds, much faster. Alphabetical circle, go. Rob. 10 seconds. Okay, so we'll take those as our 2 fastest. So 9 seconds to the original circle, 10 seconds. 10 plus 9 is 19. This time we're going to go straight for the big gun. So we're going to go into the original circle, round the names, straight back alphabetical circle, round the names. Time starts when I say the 2-letter word. Time stops when Trevor has said his name in this circle. It took us 19 seconds to do them independently. How quickly will we do them back to back? Yep, so original circle first, straight into, and then into this one. So it took us 19 seconds independently. How long will we be, or how quick will we be if we do them one right after the other? This one. So we'll finish in this formation. Finish in the alphabetical. Yep. So what's our time going to be to do them back to back? 12 seconds. I like it, Allie. Go big or go home. Rod being safe with the 20. 25. Okay. How many people think we're going to be slower? Yeah, we'll do that in a second. So a few hands. How many people think we'll be faster back to back? So a few fewer hands. Okay, yeah. Hang on, let's see. What strategy are you thinking, Allie? Okay, so yeah. So, and then knowing, hopefully, the people right after you. What's another strategy? Yeah. So you can say your name as long as they're said in the order, and we create both those circles in some. You can think about how that might disrupt the circle depending on where you are. But yeah. So if I'm over there and then I move back into this space where I'm not supposed to be here, people are gonna wait. So that might disrupt. But yeah. No, we do have to create. We do have to create the 2 different circles. You don't. Yeah, you don't. We don't have to form the circles, but we do have to create the 2 different circles. Yeah. What are you thinking, Narissa?
When do we break from the first circle? So after Trevor, when he says his last.
I would say when you say your name, you start moving to where you need to go.
Yeah.
But Alex needs to know that when second Trevor says his name, not first Trevor, second Trevor says his name, that she can start saying her name.
No, because second Trevor's not saying his name until we're finishing in this circle.
I'm the last one because we're in the original circle.
There you go. All right.
As soon as I've finished, we can start the second circle and moving.
But again, think about, do you have to wait for that name to be said before you start moving? No, you don't, because we will have created the circle. But think about whether your movement is going to disrupt or help that time, if that makes sense.
It would have been a hell of a lot easier if we were Fred Dag's family and everyone was called Trevor.
It would have taken ages to figure out last names, though. All right. And then, thinking about, so the other strategy that I really want to work with the students to figure out is who needs to move first. So if I'm late in the circle, I don't need to go rushing into my space. I need to let the others who are earlier get there because I've got time. So think about where your position in the circle plays out and how quickly you need to get to your spot so that you're not saying it.
Probably just need to know the most important people that are before and after you.
Yeah.
In the two different ones.
So our guesstimates for time are between 12 and 25 seconds. All right, 19 was our independent one. Let's see how we fare compared to that. Any questions, any last statements before we begin? On your markies, grab your car keys, go.
Rod.
Catherine. Yep, there you go. There you go.
Kamiota.
Tony.
Trevor.
Amanda.
No. Cheers. Jenny.
Rob.
Treat.
Leanne. Listen.
Michaela.
Ellie. Amanda.
Catherine.
Cheers.
Leah. Jenny.
Teacher.
Jordan. Kamiota.
Leanne. Listen.
Michaela.
Rob.
Rod.
Treat.
Trevor.
22 seconds. 22. We're going to give that one more go because I reckon we can be a little bit faster. One thing we're going to change before we go. What's that?
First circle is good.
Helping other people.
Yeah, okay.
Someone.
How can we help
Louder
other?
on the names. Louder.
Yeah, so name's nice and loud. Cool. All right, so 22 seconds. We're trying to beat that. All right, can we?
Yeah.
What do we? Smaller circle, less movement. Danny's like, what are we doing?
I'm on.
All right, on your markings, grab your car keys, go.
Rod.
Catherine.
Teacher.
Kamiota.
Tony.
Amanda.
No. Cheers. Jenny.
Rob.
Treat.
Leanne. Listen.
Michaela.
Ellie. Amanda.
Catherine. Cheers.
Claire. Jenny.
Teacher.
Jordan. Kamiota.
Leanne. Listen.
Michaela. No.
Rob.
Rod.
Tony. Treat. Trevor.
15 seconds. That's better. That's what I'm talking about.
Can I make an observation?
Yes.
So when you say your name, as soon as you see it in your position, you've got to shift again because there's a bottleneck over here after we've gone the first time.
So the two things that make me laugh the most about this is 90% of people cannot pass their name without using their head as well. Everybody goes, Rob, and watches. So if you do this, watch the people. For some reason, we can't just look forward, so we have to physically do it. But of course, now if I'm working with a group of people that I don't know very well, everybody's names turn into. So from this activity, and quickly, sorry, I should acknowledge a great friend of mine and somebody who I consider a real mentor in the activity-based learning is a lady named Liz Penman, who used to own the Adventure Works climbing course and works for an organization called Project Adventure, which I believe is global. And so while I don't have all the learnings that she's passed on to me, things that I want to point out is things that I remember strongly are the ideas that activity and adventure-based learning can be used for recreation, education, development, and therapy. This is a space where we're not legally allowed to go. We always want it to be a little bit more than this. Having fun is important, but hopefully there's more coming out of it. Okay. Learning names, and of course, this is my goal, is to really develop the group into that kind of tight-knit group that's going to perform in a way. Activities that are deliberate, purposeful, and sequenced in a deliberate way. So that sequencing of names are the thing that I want to learn, and while I've heard them all, and now I've lost them all because everybody's turned into my next activity that I tend to go into is, because I like that because it puts a little performance on it. We're passing, we can talk sport a little bit for those people that are into it in terms of the strategies and techniques that I use, even though I'm just passing a name, not a ball. But I still think about where I move and when I'm going and who I'm with and who's on where. And so we're going to go into, for this next activity, you need to be able to say the words bumpity, bump, bump, bump. All right, so repeat after me. Bumpity, bump, bump, bump. How many people have done this before? So most of you, okay? So what's going to happen is, I'm not going to be the only person in the middle. I'm going to invite, at least with this size group, at least 3 other people to join me. But if you're in the middle, you're going to go and you're going to identify somebody very clearly, okay? So this is not one of those skilled sport, no-look pass, bumpity, bump, 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 because the people over here don't know if I'm pointing at them or if I'm talking to them. So you need to very clearly identify somebody. I'm looking at you in your eye. You're the person I'm saying, and I'm going to say either left bumpity, bump, 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 or right bumpity, bump, bump, bump. And if I say left, you have to say the name of the person on your left before I finish saying bumpity, bump, bump, bump. All right, now normally it's polite to let people finish. In this game, you want to interrupt rudely, politely. All right, if you do not say their name before I finish the bumpity bumps, we swap places. You then come in the middle, I go to the outside. Cool, so just to give a demo, we'll close this circle up. Make sure you know the names of the people on your left and right.
And as usual, okay, so make sure your names are hidden so people can't just look at your name tag while I finish the bumps. And I'm just going to give an example that's very polite and kind. So I might go right bumpity bump bump. Excellent. Yeah, so very easy. Okay, I might go left bumpity bump bump. Excellent. So everybody see the picture? Okay, but when we get into it, it's going to be more along the lines of kind of right bumpity bump bump bump. Right. You're right. Yeah. Okay. So it's good. And sometimes in sport we have to anticipate. And sometimes we get it right, sometimes we don't. Sorry. So the person in the middle is the sole judge. If it's a close call and they go, no, sorry, you're too slow, no arguing. All right. So person in the middle makes the decision. Okay. And remember, it is your left or your right on the outside. Could I please ask 2 or 3 others to come and join me inside the middle? If you're in the middle, you don't have to remember people's names. That's the good thing. That's 1. I need 2 more. 2 more, thanks, Marissa. 2. 1 more, yeah. Thanks, Allie. All right, yes, and because we've changed the circle. All right, and so, of course, a fast game's a good game. So, go on, let's learn some more names. Right, bumpity bump bump bump. Jordan, yes. Left bumpity bump bump bump. Jinju. Is it Jinju? Jinju. 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 And, sorry? Claire. Shinshu. I'm Rob.
Yeah.
Don't forget to say bumpity bump bump bump. Oh, I didn't hear it. I just heard left.
Oh no, I go left.
Yeah. No, you were right. I just heard left. And then pause. Too slow. You don't have to say bumpity bump bump bump. Now you have to go in the middle, Shinju. And you say left bumpity bump 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 or right. Yeah. Ali. Don't forget to say bumpity bump bump bump. Yes. So Ali. Claire, Ali. Claire, Ali. And pause. Time right there. Stop. And freeze. If you're in the middle, stay in the middle. Don't go out. I'm going to add 2 more. We're just going to do this for a few more seconds, but how many people in here have learned a new name of somebody that they didn't know before? Excellent. So it's working. Okay. Now, people in the middle, you have 4 options. You can continue to say left or right. You can also say you bumpity bump bump bump. And if they say that to me, I have to say my own name, which is funny how often we forget our own names. Or I can say me bumpity bump bump bump, and we have to say your name. Okay. Now, if you look at somebody and go, okay, clearly that person probably doesn't know my name, so I'm going to get easy way to get out of the circle. If somebody comes over to you and says me, and you don't know their name, what should you do before you swap places? Find out. Yeah. Oh, shoot, I didn't know. Sorry. What is your name? Don't just, you got me, and go on. Okay. Actually, take that second to learn it. So you can do left, right, me, you. Don't forget to say bumpity bump 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 afterwards. All right. Here we go. So now we need to know the people on our left and right and the people in the middle. And ourselves. Oh, fast. I like it. Jordan, Marissa, Claire. Jess. Jess. Is it Jess? Chess. 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 Yes. Chess. Claire. Allie. I'm Rob. Jordan. Jordan's got her name tag out. Jordan. Chess. Jinchu. Too slow, Claire. Get out of here. Come on, Jinchu.
It's funny that you're avoiding eye contact.
Yeah. All right, and time, and pause. Stop right there. Okay. If you're in the middle, go ahead and join the circle. Come on, let's get back into our circle. Cool. So names are important. All right. Hopefully we've gathered a bit more of an understanding of people's names. And, of course, trying to use them. I won't go through all those tips. And just, it's good to know your students' names, of course, and for them to know each other. It always fascinates me when I get a group of students together that have been in the same class for a while and go, who in here can name everybody in this circle right now? And maybe get 1 or 2 hands. I'm like, man, you guys have been in the same class for like 10, 12 weeks kind of thing. Yeah, years. Cool. All right. This next activity I really enjoy because it sets off some light bulb moments and it helps people understand how we want to operate as a group. So this next activity is called Elevator Air. And what's going to happen is I'm just simply going to invite us to move to a different spot on the circle, hopefully in a very different spot. Don't just kind of move next to you. But we're just going to move to a different space in the circle, across the circle in some capacity. You might end up next to the same people, maybe different people. But as you're moving across the circle, don't touch anybody, don't make any eye contact, no kind of connection with anybody else. Cool? So we're just going to kind of wander across without kind of really noticing or connecting or touching anybody as we do that. Does that make sense? Cool. Go. All right, so we're going to do this 2 more times. So that was level 1. Level 2, this time as you wander across the circle to a different space, I want you to acknowledge 2 or 3 people in kind of that traditional Kiwi sort of way, just a head nod, an eyebrow lift, maybe a simple hey, a thumbs up. You know what I mean? Nothing big, nothing too crazy, just a little bit of a what's up kind of Kiwi styles, right? So as you wander across 2 to 3 people at most, nothing too crazy, just a small acknowledgement of their presence, all right, and that you see them. Cool? Go. You come in, sorry. Bumped. All right, and the third level, as you wander across this time, you're going to see 2 or 3 people that you've known them for years, you haven't seen them in years, you're pretty excited to see them, and you need to acknowledge each other in a way that's appropriate for both people, so make sure the other person is happy with the way that you're greeting them, all right? But yeah, hopefully that'll just organically happen and you'll recognize what's appropriate as you kind of go to hongy them and they kind of go, hey, what's up? All right, then maybe a hongy's not the thing to do. Sweet, cool, so 2 to 3 people, they're people you haven't seen in ages, they're people that you're really excited and happy to see. All right, as you wander across the circle, go ahead and acknowledge 2 to 3. Go. Hey, Kimmy, what's happening? Sorry, long time no see. Hey, how's it going? Good to see you. It's been ages. I just want to hug Narissa because I haven't seen her in ages. What's going on?
Someone had to be late.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I was sad I missed out on class. Awesome. And so if you think about those levels, the first one, level 1, the second one, level 2, the eyebrow nod, the head lift, and the long-lost friend, level 3, think about which one of those is the most comfortable for you personally. All right, just have a think about that. Which of those do you operate in the most? Do you find the most comfortable? Do you use the most, etc.? Cool, and just show me on your hand which one of those is kind of your space that you felt most comfortable. 1, 2, or 3. Yeah, I mean, just in general, what's your nature? I mean, there are huggy people and there are non-huggy people, you know what I mean? Like, naturally. And so yeah. See, but nobody in here was a 1 I didn't see. And if you are, that's fine. And I think it's important to acknowledge that too, because I did this with a group of people up at Sport Northland many, many years ago. And one lady was a 1. And another lady who was in the group, she looked at her and she was like, oh, I am so sorry, because she was a 3. And she'd come to work every day and be like, hey, what's up? And giving her a hug. And this 1 was like, hey. And she was just like, oh, the classic, like, oh, you're Maori, you must love hugging people and touchy-feely. And this lady was like, nah, man, I'm a 1. Like, I want to say hi to you, but don't touch me. And it took doing that activity. They'd worked together for 3 years, and this 3 came in every day, like, what's up? And the lady was like, I like you, but I don't like you. You know what I mean? And so I think it's important for us to, okay, so what level are we operating on? What does 1 remind you of? What did that, being in that 1, what kind of situations have you been in where 1 was like kind of the norm? Yeah, but like when in life have we been in a situation where 1 was kind of, you're not making a lot of eye contact, you're kind of awkwardly in this group of people? Yeah. Lockdown. Yeah. Supermarket, even in level 3. I was like, don't look at anybody. Yeah. What else?
I think when you're in a cultural group that you feel a stranger in.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. So, yeah, people new to the Marae space, first time pōwhiri, you're kind of like, ooh, what am I doing? All right. Yeah. Yeah. Students, families. What? Yeah. Yeah, right at the beginning of this first session. People who are trialing for a rep team that might have some players that you know but might not. People that you've heard of, that you've seen play but you don't know them. Yeah. Yeah. What about our students? When might they experience feelings like first day of school? Yeah. Especially for the year 9s. Yeah. In class, yeah, when you ask a question. Yeah. In Auckland, it's any day on Mission Bay. If you're walking along Mission Bay or on public transport. You know what I mean? All right. Cool. How about 2? When's 2 the norm? Every day at school? Yeah, because 2 is probably the most common. When we go to work every day, we're not like, hey, colleagues, what's up? You know what I mean? Like probably the head nod, the what's up. That's probably our most common operating system. Yeah.
When you see like students like sad or whatever like that, you'll break the ice with like a fist bump and then you'll start the class and then go back to it. You know?
And build that to a 3. Started at 2.
Yeah. Cool. And so I like to find out from my students where they want to be, because there's nothing worse than treating a 3 like a 1 when they want to be a 3, or treating a 1 like a 3 when they want to be a 1. You know what I mean? Because that just makes the whole situation uncomfortable for everybody, doesn't it? Cool. All right. What I need you to do now is stand back to back with one other person. Go. Stand back to back, one other person. Go. 5. Back to back 4. Back to back 3. Back to back 2. Come on.
My head's by your
Sorry. Somebody. Sorry. And
You didn't specify.
I need you. All right. I need you to leave that person and stand shoulder to shoulder with somebody different. Shoulder to shoulder, somebody completely different. Go. Shoulder to shoulder 5. Shoulder to shoulder 4. Shoulder to shoulder 3. Shoulder to shoulder 2. Shoulder to shoulder. Shoulder to shoulder. Yeah, instructions. And now you need to find a third and different person that you haven't been with and stand foot to foot with them. Go. Foot to foot. Go. Somebody different. Go. Foot to foot 5. Foot to foot 4. Just one other person. We just need one other person. Just one other person.
Yeah.
All right. If you don't know the person that you're facing right now, introduce yourself, because they're going to be your partner for this next activity. And you can stop standing foot to foot if that's more comfortable. All right. I love this next activity because all the rules are in the title. We are going to be playing walking partner tag. Walking partner tag. So, definition of walking. Come on, we're presenters. Who said both feet on the ground? That's shuffling. One foot has to be on the ground at all times. The other foot is allowed to lift up. Okay, so one foot must be in contact with the ground at all times. If both feet are in the air, you're skipping, hopping, running, jumping, or flying, and none of those are allowed. Partner. So your partner is the person that you're standing beside right now. They are the only person you're trying to tag. They are the only person trying to tag you, but meanwhile, everybody else is playing in this space at the same time. And tag. Tag is just a touch on the shoulder or back. No hair pulling, scratching, punching, biting, kicking, tripping, any of that stuff. I'm also, because we're phys eders and I can feel the competition already brewing, please do not leave this space. Please do not climb on any chairs or tables or under any chairs or tables. So let's just use this space. Let's imagine that the boundary kind of stops here, so that we're not using this wall as a barrier, or the camera, or the doors, or the chairs. Please don't pull any chairs out in front of you, okay? Use the other people in the activity to help your partner stop from tagging you. Cool, so I'm just gonna borrow Catherine real quick. I've tagged Catherine, she's it. What do you do? Okay, but imagine you and I are partners. So I've just stolen you from Kimmy, sorry. So I've tagged you, yeah, you tagged me. Yeah, this is a really stupid game of tag that we're playing. Okay, so this time when Catherine tags me, before I can tag her back, I have to spin 360, clap twice, and touch my toes. Sweet? So what do I do when she tags me? Spin, clap twice, touch my toes. And hopefully while I'm doing that, she's not just standing there, because now I can tag her. And what do you have to do?
I have to try and tag you, but before I do it,
You have to spin. And while she's doing that, I'm going to walk away so that she then can't just stand up and tag me back. Sweet. So when you get tagged, spin, clap twice, touch your toes. Without moving, decide who's going to be it. Between you and your partner, I don't care how you decide.
Obvious. I'm going to tag you.
Without You should have decided by now. If you haven't, let me know and I'll tell you who's going to be it. Okay, the person that's it, stand still. Person that's not it, you got 4 seconds to move away. 4, 3, 2, 1. Go tag your partner.
I'm coming for you, yes.
And time. Stop right there. Okay. We're gonna do 2 more variations of this. The next one is Zoolander tag. Has anybody seen the movie Zoolander? Yeah, if you haven't seen it, don't race out. It's not the greatest movie in the world. But Zoolander was the best male model in the world. I wasn't available that week. Okay, and when he walked down the runway, he couldn't do what? He couldn't turn left, so he had to turn to his right. So between you and your partner, one of you can only turn left, the other one can only turn right. Make that decision now without moving. Who can go left, who can go right?
Okay, so you can only turn right.
Which way you go?
What that means, look up here. So if I borrow Danny real quick, if I'm trying to tag Danny, she's moving away from me. She can go left, I can go right. She turns to her left. In order for me to get her, I need to do this to go after her. Okay? So you can only walk straight and turn left or right. Now, 3 things that I always appreciate seeing people when they're doing activities is they play hard, play safe, play fair. Playing fair for now means that, is it Tony? I knew there was a T. All right, Tony. If Tony's my partner and I can only turn right, this is not walking straight. All right, so do your best to play safe, play fair. And what I might do is, because some of you had a good walk on, like the bumpers are always good to absorb impact, I might have a turn signal out just to remind myself that's the only direction I can go. If you can only turn right, okay, don't find yourself walking around the circle this way. That is turning left. Go. So you should know who can go left, who can go right. The person that was it at the end of the last game, you're still it. Right? The person that's it, stand still. The person that's not it, you got 3 seconds. Move away. 3, 2, 1. Go tag your partner.
Yeah, so you're in now.
And time. Stop right there. All right. And cool. 3rd and final version of walking partner tag. Forget about the left and right. You can walk in any direction you want, but this time we're all going to be Cyclops monsters. What is a Cyclops? One eye, yes. Please don't make a tunnel with your hand and put it in the middle of your forehead and close both eyes. That is dangerous for everybody. Okay, so if you can wink without covering one eye, you're going to make a tunnel and you're going to look through that tunnel with your other eye. Okay, this one does require a few safety notices. Air New Zealand, yay, safety video. Okay, if you cannot wink without covering one eye, I'm going to take my right hand and cover my left eye. The reason I do that is because if I look through this tunnel, I can't see my left hand right now. If I do this, I can see my left hand. And for those of you that play rugby, this is a terrible way to fend. Okay, so I'm going to cover this eye and have this hand here to protect me so that my hand protects myself from Trevor, not my head and his shoulder. Okay, the other safety thing to consider is when you're looking through your tunnel or covering your eye, please don't keep your elbows out here because I might turn and close somebody's eye for the rest of the week, and that's not nice either. So tuck that elbow in nice and tight. It's not leading way out here, and it's not sitting out here. Cool. And as you have one hand covering one eye, the other hand must be out in front to help absorb any impact and to make those tags as well. The only time you're allowed to look through both eyes is when you're doing what? Spinning, clapping twice, and touching your toes. Other than that, whether you're tagging or being tagged, everybody's looking through one eye. Okay, now those of you that were thinking, is it too late to qualify for Tokyo with my walk because I got that speed on? Let's just imagine it's Sunday, we're on Takapuna Beach or wherever your local beach is, and that we're trying to enjoy the moment. Let's go and let's stay on that Sunday stroll speed because our vision is going to be a little bit different. Cool. So you can move in any direction, stay in this space, be aware of the things that exist around us. Everybody's looking through one eye, except if you're clapping and touching your toes. The person who was it at the end of the last game, you're not it now. The other person is. Okay, the person that sits, stand still. The person that's not it, you got 4 seconds to move away. 4, 3, 2, 1. Jinju, you have to look through one eye. Yes. Go tag your partner. Chess, one eye. All time. Whole time. Stop cheating, Chess. You okay? Oh. Careful, Chess. Come on, Narissa, what are you doing? Oh, got him. Nice. Come on, spin, clap twice, touch toes, Danny. Tony. You got tagged. And time. Stop right there. Man, time flies when you're having fun. Talk to me about how you were feeling during that last activity. Sorry? A wee bit unsafe? Yeah. So you felt like you were getting banged around a little bit? Yeah. 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 So yeah. Cool. And so that loss of that shift in vision certainly changes the way we perceive things, doesn't it? Cool. All right. Now, if you can't wait, cover up one eye and look through a tunnel. I want you to find something on the walls or in the room or choose something in the area, and I want you to look at it just through a hand tunnel real quick. All right. And think about your view of what you're looking at right now. Do you notice a lot about what's going on around outside of it? No. How would we describe that view of what you're looking at? Tunneled? What's another word we use? What's that? Yeah? What's another word we use where we kind of really hone in on something and make it clear? Focus? Yeah. So this tunnel that was a barrier when I was trying to play the tag that made me vulnerable and limited can help me focus on things too, can't it? And so now I want to shift into talking to my students. Okay, so I used to think when I was playing sport that I was in this focus. But if I'm playing sport, what am I missing out on if I've got this focus and I'm in a game? Like, more specifically, what else? Yeah, so what's happening in the peripheries? Okay, so I've got the ball. I see the goal over there. I'm missing out on my teammate over there that's got a better shot than me. I can't see that. Yeah, what else might I miss out on? The defender right here that's about to smash me or take the ball away from me. Yeah, okay, so I can't just play in this focus. What do racing horses wear? Blinkers. Why do they wear those? To avoid distractions. So sometimes my focus needs to go from here to here, where I get a slightly bigger picture, but I can still avoid some of those distractions. So what might distract me when I'm playing sport? Yeah. So here I can't see the crowd maybe. I'm tuned out the crowd. Yep. Or if I'm playing kind of fullback in my football team and my teammates up the front have got the ball and I'm kind of standing at halfway, I can be in this because I know the ball's not anywhere near me. I'm not too concerned. They're going to go and do their work. Yep. And sometimes we need to open that perspective up and get our hands out here where we can see big picture. And going back to those conversations where our beloved senior leadership teams were mentioned in this morning's corridor with the panel, sometimes we go in and we go, hey, I've got this fantastic idea that I want to do with the students, and the senior leader's going, sorry, this is our school's vision. I can't see that wonderful idea. And you just want to slap that hand away sometimes and go, man, we're missing out on all these wonderful opportunities. But of course, if we approach everything like this, what's the risk? We never get anything done. So we talk to our students about, hey, you're in year 9 or 10, your view might be here. What do you want to do? Some of them know what their career is going to be, or they know where they kind of want to go. Some of them have no clue. Well, let's see what opportunities exist. You're in year 12 or 13? Yeah, let's start narrowing that down. But some of them are here. This is what I'm doing. This is exactly what I'm doing. And I'm missing out on all these wonderful opportunities because what I think I'm going to do, like there might be something over here that I don't even know exists that could be even better for me. And so our perspectives are constantly shifting. and when we need to focus and when we need to open up our perspectives, and helping them learn and understand how that might fit in with their learning. Cool? That went way faster than I thought. I had at least 4 other activities that I wanted to do with you. But thank you all so much for your participation.
Also, I just want to thank you on behalf of the conference for, sorry, I'm losing my voice, guys, for giving your time and also giving us different resources and showing us how we can get our students to be active but also think, and giving deeper purpose to those as well. So thanks so much, Mom.
Cool. Thank you all very much for your participation. Hopefully there's something you can take away from today. But yeah, always play. Love playing.